Hello, my sweet friends, and today we're talking about To Kill a Mockingbird, chapter 17. What is so interesting in this chapter? Well, first of all, we'll have one question about this phrase. Let me try to show it to you. Um, just put something behind so you can see it better. The one on the top. Infinite capacity for calming turbulences. An interesting thing is that this is a phrase that Scout was telling about her father, that he had this capacity to calm turbulent seas. What do we usually think about people who are capable of calming other groups of people? Well, we very often are talking about different techniques that people or teachers or therapists can use to calm down or de-escalate anxiety in the group or in a person. But I want you to ponder upon something else. What I truly believe in is that everything that corresponds to our mental state or our emotions is contagious. So if you want to be able to calm down anyone else, you first of all need to be able to, you guessed it, calm down your own self. You are the only person in this world who is responsible for your own energies, for your own mental and emotional peace and health. And when you are able to calm yourself down, you would be absolutely the right person to calm down anyone who needs your support. In this particular chapter, the daughter was talking about the case, and her father, being a lawyer, started to calm down the people who gathered to listen to the case by making it a little bit boring in the beginning, and then later on he de-escalated in this way the situation that was extremely racist and full of anxiety and tension. So he used one of the techniques, but he was also a person who was able to de-escalate anxiety everywhere around himself. And you can see a lot of evidence and a lot of examples of this particular capability or skill of Atticus in this story, To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay, let us talk about an interesting situation that the writer is doing with the choice of names for his characters. So here we see Mr. Yule and we notice that Mr. Yule is the namesake for Robert E. Lee. If any of us remembers American history, he was the person who was the leader of Confederate Army, and he is a controversial figure maybe, but he was pretty much respected by his own people. So let's first review some information about him. So you can have a look over here, you can pause, and you can read it more carefully. And what I want us to discuss now is not a historical perspective of that particular figure, but I want us to discuss the notion of respect. Okay? So, my question to you, because I mostly ask questions and I want you to answer them. So, my question to you will be, should respect be earned? Should respect be given? Should respect be taught? Earned, given, taught. So I will give you my perspective, and I will allow you to state your own in the comments down below. My perspective that every human being should be freely given respect, A+ from the very beginning, the first time you see the person, unless the person loses respect later. So I don't believe in earning respect. I also believe that respect should be absolutely taught. It's something that parents should teach their young children, to give respect to everyone, no matter if the person is a doctor, a bus driver, a cleaning lady. It's not about the title, it's about the person that we respect. So that's my answer, and I would really love to hear your ideas about this. Let's move on and we'll see what other questions we have that will allow us to think about our moral, mental, emotional points of view. Okay, that's a very interesting one. So let's have a look over here. Number 3. Red geraniums. What is so symbolic about red geraniums, the flowers? When we talk about Mayella Yule, a girl who might have been raped by her father, and the whole situation that somebody raped her and the man did not, and then the court and everything, and you probably remember. The idea here is about the way she lived was very harsh. The situation, the poverty, the lack of proper parenthood. And one thing that stood out or stands out of, and is something that does not belong to the pattern of everything that was described as her abode, as the place where she lived. And that one thing was the flowers, red geraniums. She really cared about them very much. So I have here in this paper written different perspectives of how you can interpret why the writer puts the symbol in the text. You can have your own opinion. There are a lot of different ways to look at it. What I want us to think about today is how patterns are important in life for so many people, and very often writers would put a lot of patterns to describe a character. In this particular situation, the pattern is broken. Something like those flowers are explicitly stand out of the pattern. So let's think about why. Why such love? Why such care for the flowers of a girl who didn't have proper childhood? All right, let's move on. This one is a very interesting one. So, allowed to stay or not forced to leave, Reverend Sykes. This particular question is about the situation in the courthouse when Atticus's children, Scout and Jem, were allowed to stay in the court and listen to what's going on there. That was a rape case. And whether they were allowed to stay or not forced out to leave, that's a question to think about. There can be different interpretations and reasons why the reverend allowed them to stay. But my idea here is to discuss a different point of view, a different perspective, to look at it through different lenses. How much freedom should we give to our children to choose what they want to learn, to choose what they want to do with their lives? How much freedom do they want? How much freedom are they capable of being responsible with? And whether, and I want your opinions about this, because this is a very interesting, controversial, and important topic to think about and to spread our opinion and information about. I will share with you my perspective. I do believe that even in our modern society, our children are still not given enough of freedom to decide for themselves. And very often they don't feel in control of their own lives. They're being told what to do to the extent of whom to smile to, whom to be friends with, hug your grandma, give a kiss to your auntie. These are the things that children need to be in control of, whether they want to give a kiss to someone, whether they want to learn this particular area of interest, do more research in. So, okay, as I said, that's a controversial topic, and I know that there are going to be different opinions. So let us discuss, let us talk about it, and let us respect each other's opinions. And this is something for us to ponder upon. Let's continue. Our next question is going to be about Judge Taylor. People generally see what they look for. Let's have a look. Judge Taylor, people generally see what they look for. Interesting. Um, Here is the perspective of how we all look through our own lenses, through our own point of view at the things. I wanted to add on top of what was written there that yes, it is very hard to learn to look from another person's perspective. Very many things depend on how you feel, what kind of day you have, whether you have a good day or a bad day. Depending on that particular thing, your understanding of what other people do, think, and of their state of mind will differ. It's important to know that we are not always that right, correct, and clear about or understand well enough what other people think. And very often we project our own mental states on other people. And as long as we know that we're guilty of it, we are not perfect. And we can misread and misjudge. As long as we know, I believe that's already a lot, huge accomplishment. And that's probably the starting point of moving on. Let's continue. As I said, there are no 100% right or wrong answers. It's just questions that we ask and think about. Okay. Mr. Yule is left-handed. Mr. Yule is left-handed. So why is that an important detail? Of course, on a more superficial level, I'm so confused. It's a left-handed person was not able to punch someone in the face. From another side, left-handed. So on the other side, I do believe that there is a little bit of a hint how very often, long probably before you were born, and I am so happy that now it's not like that anymore. People used to think that everyone who is left-handed is from the devil. I do not know if you have ever heard people saying that, but at my age, at people who are a little bit older than me, we remember that it was a necessity to reteach everyone to write with the right hand. So nobody was allowed to be left-handed because it was considered to be a bad thing. And I think it's also very symbolic how a person who is innocent is a left-handed in the story. But maybe I'm overrating it. Ponder upon it. And the last thing I want to talk about today is, and just show you this one. Yeah, that's back to the left-handed thing. Is this: don't count your chickens before they are hatched. don't count your chickens before they are hatched. That's an idiom that is pretty often used in English, and there are different similar idioms in other languages, although they are not translated literally, with the meaning that so it's a negative meaning. That's what I'm trying to say. So don't think that you are done until you're actually done. I think a lot of idioms like this, they are able to discourage us from believing that we can succeed. And I wanted to end today's lesson on counting or giving some ideas of more positive idioms and the ones that I chose. And I want you also to share the ones that you like are some of those. Some of them are idioms and some of them are just phrases that we can use to either support each other or support even ourselves to continue believing that we can succeed. Yes, we can succeed. Okay, one is just as simple as hang on, get a grip, chill out. It's in the bag. That's actually an idiom. It's in the bag. Okay, I got this. I like that one. I got this. And that one is also an idiom. Don't get your panties in a twist. So have a look at them and share the ones that you like. And that's my last question or topic or theme for you to think about. And I absolutely want as many comments as possible, because these are the things that are extremely helpful for us to keep thinking if we want to spread mental health and emotional peace around. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.